And what's today? It's June 24th,
Yeah.
2015. And what
January the 16th,
you'll be what?
100 years old.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in 1916. January 16, 1916.
So you were born in the U.S. or you came here as a
Oh, in
child?
the U.S. In the
Okay.
U.S., yeah. A little town called Dunlap. It's not there no more. It was a little coal mining town too.
In
My dad.
in
That's where I was.
Pennsylvania?
Huh?
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You know where Brownsville is?
Yes.
Right beside Brownsville over there.
Okay.
And yeah, my dad worked on a coke yard over there. And I can still see him. When he got done working, he'd have a big lump of coal about that big on his shoulder, carrying it up to the house, and we had grates in the houses for heat, you know. And then we had a fire going in the winter time there, and he'd put that on top, and that thing burned for 2 or 3 days, you know. Had to do busted a little bit, you know, and burn.
Did you get drafted or did you join the army?
Well, what happened there, when the war broke out, I had a brother older than me. He joined the Marines. Well, what they do, if one of the family, like I was working and he was working, that he joined the Marines, but they let me stay home while he was, you know, in the Marines, you know. But he was in the Marines about 3 months and he had a disability. So he came home, and a month later I got a letter through the mail, Uncle Sam needs you. And so we was in the courthouse, Uniontown Courthouse. There must have been close to 300 of us was there. And they swore us in, you know. Then they told us to go for about 10 or 2 weeks or something like that, straighten all your things up before you go to service. Now, it was on December the 3rd. We all met at New Salem. And it was one bar over there. It used to be a movie theater. And that guy had 5 bartenders over there, and that place was full. Everybody drinking doubles, you know. And the cash register, the guy just left it open because what the hell, money was on the floor and everything else, you know. And 3 o'clock, we all went there early there, you know, about 12 o'clock, you know. My brother took me up there. And there was 3 streetcars. And they were all hooked together. And the guy blew the whistle. We all had to get on the streetcar. And we rode for 48 miles from New Salem clean to Greensburg. When we got to Greensburg over there, we was getting off the train. There's a man there. There's your train. Get on the train. Making sure. One guy missed it, and he passed out in there, and then nobody woke him up. He passed out. Nobody noticed. But the next day he was on another train, you know. And when I woke up, man, I'll tell you, I said, "What the hell? I got cold, you know." And the glass was all fogged up, you know. I wiped up and it said St. Louis. We was in St. Louis. And then a train hooked up with us, and boy, the heat come on right away, you know. The next thing we know, we was backing up in Arkansas, Camp Chaffee, Arkansas. That's where I spent. We was there a year. Then we went on maneuvers in Kentucky and Tennessee. And we went down there in December, January, February, and March, the winter months. And we was not allowed to sleep in no barns. We'd have to sleep on the ground. And I had 3 good buddies of ours. We was always together, you know. So what we would do when we got to a place over there was pine trees, we would had a brush hook, you know, and we cut the branches, and we would get it about that high, and we put, because all of us had like, 2 or 3 blankets. We covered the things with the blankets. Then we just took our shoes off and got in there, and then we covered ourselves up with 4 more blankets. I'll tell you, it was warm as hell there, you know, 4 of us in there. And but we only got to sleep one night in them places. We never stayed 2 nights. We had to move every day. We moved. And one night, well, early in the morning, I said, "What the hell is all that noise?" And I peeked out there, and there was foxes. A mother with her and 3 or 4 little ones. They were fighting and wrestling out there, you know. It sounds so nice. And then see, the 12th Armored Division was in the camp, and when they left in March, then we moved in. And when we moved in, while we was there until October, and then we broke up camp and we got on the train and we went to New York. And but a lot of guys, they went ahead of us. They had a chance to go in New York, you know, go around, walk around. Us, that train backed up. There was a big boat there, and there was a hole in our wall there, and the band was playing, you know, and Red Cross was down there giving a cup of coffee and a donut. And we just walked from there and walked into the boat. And I did see the Statue of Liberty as we were pulling out. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we was on the boats for 16 days and 16 days and about 15 nights or something like that, you know. And you know, when we took off, you know, when the sea got a little rough, boy, the guys was bombing. Oh God, they was vomiting. And I vomited on the 3rd day. But one day you'd wake up, man, boats all around you. You felt self good, you know. Next day you'd wake up and there's nobody around. All you see is smoke coming up from somebody. You way out, you know. And seasickness, you know, that was terrible, boy. You got when we had our dinner, they had cooked down below, and you ever smell a chicken after they put them in hot water, you know, and put them back out, the smell from the odor from the chicken? That's the way it smelled when you was going to eat, you know. And they had tables welded to the floors, and you on this side, and then on the other side there, you'd have a tray there. You'd be eating, and everybody, then all once he'd vomit on yours, and his. Walk out. Oh, I know we all lost weight in that on that trip. And then here, oh yeah, we hit a storm. 3 days and 3 nights. That boat would go down and up, and they wouldn't let us out. You know, we had to stay down. I put my hand on the side of the boat, and it'd be doing this, shimmying, you know. And water dripping down, you know. And finally the storm let up, and then next thing we heard somebody, "What's that over there?" And the guy says, "Algiers, Africa. You know, Algiers is over there. About 20-some miles." And it was the town. And the next thing we landed in Marseille. Jesus Christ, I mean, ships sunk all over the place. What they had to do, they had to build a little thing there where we could walk, you know. And we grabbed what we were supposed to have with us, you know, our tent and stuff, and our gun. And we walked for 10, 12 miles, and there was a big field over there, and we went up there, and that's where we stayed there for 10 days. So they unloaded our tanks and our trucks and everything, you know. And after everything got on, well, we had to, we got loaded up, and we was 5 hours from the battle already. That's how far back we was. And the French people, you know, the trucks was going slow. They jump on the back of them trucks and steal stuff. So they convoy just stopped, gave everybody a clip of shells, and one guy rode back in there with his rifle. That stopped the stealing, you know. And then after we rode about 3 hours or 3 and 4 hours, we could hear shots, and artillery shooting shots. That was the first time of war for us.